Yo, it's vanpaul coming to you from sunny Australia. This is my second vlog on the book Men and Their Mating Games, written for women. Some dating advice by vanpaul, written as a street guide, directory, a map guide to help you find the right partner, find a man of integrity. So my first vlog was like about the introduction. Now I'm going to chapter 1 called The Presenting Male. So I'm going to just look off the side here because I've got the actual book in front of me on electronic version. If you jump on Amazon and just type in Men and Their Mating Games, vanpaul, you'll find it. So it's like a street guide, about 160 pages odd. So the presenting male. Anyway, let's get into this. When you meet them, him, anyway, how? Barbecue, party, club, pub, school, uni, friends, whatever. There's the first disclosing interaction. Now, no one's going to show you their worst qualities when first meeting them, unless they've got an agenda. So you're looking for the traits of, is someone loud, are they quiet, are they introverted? Very often, two ends of the spectrum, introverted, very quiet, or loud bravado can still actually be covering up things that are underneath. Now they seem like the opposite, but it's just almost survival coping mechanisms to cover up. So basically, if someone comes across as loud, confident, etc., it still could be a bit of a foggy smoke screen there. Not saying there is, but a true calm man can be a center of attention if he wants to be, but he can be quiet in the corner. So he's not always quiet and anal, and he's not always loud center of attention. He can be both, or neutral. Really, we don't need to go through these relationships and get damaged after damage, and then the repeat cycle, repeat, spin, wash cycle, if you make the wise choices in the first place. Because after a series of bad choices, we can actually think this is what relationships and life's like. I've done it. Especially when I was younger, you make some unwise choices and you end up thinking, what was I thinking? But we've all got to do it. It's part of the development process. So what I'm writing to you about here is letting you know the warmer and colder qualities of man and his mating games. Okay? So if you become enlightened, like I say in the book, you don't have to do a full bottle. If you become enlightened, it will save you from courses and reading books and saving your soul and how to find the right partner. And what I'm really saying here is 1 hour of prevention is worth 10 years of relationship purgatory. 1 hour of prevention. I think it'd take you about an hour, just over an hour to read this book, all up. So, and you've got to look at the outcome of your choices. And partnership choice is pretty well one of the most powerful choices, effective choices or non-effective choices you have in your life. It can end up being brilliant marital bliss, or you don't have to get married, but relationship bliss, or a roller coaster ride of trauma. So what I'm talking about right here is awareness. So situational, societal, social dynamic awareness. So, and also early dating days awareness. I'm not really talking about relationships, because once that choice has been made, the train's left the station. That's up to you from there. This is a pre-choice, you know? And just take it as a guide. It's up to you to go out there and surf the social scenes, who you choose, who you talk to, who you swap numbers with, who you text, etc. But really what you should be after is a peaceful warrior. That's a man with his integrity intact. He's got dignity. He's got honour, respect. He's not going to be perfect. No one's perfect. I'll describe the perfect man later in another chapter, but you won't find him. It's a fairy tale, but it's something to aspire to. The higher you climb up the integrity ladder, the better. And I did talk about the commitment ladder. Now, the commitment ladder is actually from lifelong marriage. It's obviously the ultimate commitment in someone, an investment in someone. And a one-night stand's maybe at the bottom of the commitment ladder. But what you got to remember, and also a flings, sort of just a casual flings just above that. And everyone's had flings, it's part of life. But you just got to remember, even a one-night stand, you are swapping energy with that guy that you've chosen. So still be selective at that level. I believe you should. And not necessarily you'll do. You can, it's up to you, but it's not highly recommended. Because you could be taking aboard some good energy or some seedy energy. So try and be selective. And there's other ramifications as well. Pregnancies, STDs, but really it's more on the energetic side, and the selection side is the first point. So like I said, obviously one night stands at the bottom of the commitment ladder, and lifelong marriage is at the top of the commitment ladder in relationships. So if you're at the nightclub or the pub or a barbecue, obviously the best looking male, or the coolest dressed, best looking male with the right words, is the object of desire or choice. Oh, he's cute. Oh, he's got a good job. Wow, look at the car he rolled up in. But you remember, they're superficial. And what I'm disclosing to you in these vlogs, is basically the commitment ladder. And also, well, a one-night stand can evolve into a fling. A fling can evolve into boyfriend, girlfriend, long-term marriage. So, but as we go up the commitment ladder, what I'm talking to you about becomes more important as we go up the commitment ladder. And one can evolve into other, like I said, but then they become snakes and ladders, you see. So you don't really want to attach yourself to someone who's going to be an energy leech or dependent or abusive or clingy. It's better to find that out before you commit. Obviously, the best looking or the coolest male would be a choice, but it's more, like I say, it's still a superficial. Looks are superficial, words are superficial. The car they roll up in is superficial. Okay, the eyes are a window to the soul. Okay, there's a start there. It's getting a little bit deeper, but is he really genuinely nice person? Is he pretending to be genuinely a nice person? Is he a Mr. Nice Guy? I'm just asking you these questions. And this is the first chapter only, so. And really covering up character flaws can be simple to do. I mean, you don't have to be super intelligent, wise guy to cover up your character flaws, and because real, true character is deeper. That takes time to learn. Possibly even 6 months or more, actually. But we're normally already dating them if we have a click before that. Then we start fighting the character out. It's almost the wrong way around. Well, it is the wrong way around. And once we become kissing, cuddling, the oxytocin kicks in the brain, and that feel-good hormone, the connection hormone, and it's addictive. It's a strong addictive, and the dopamine. The strong addictive hormones, and we could be they'll still attach to anyone. It's like nature's trick. We wouldn't be here without nature tricking us to procreate. But I just really, deep down, would want you to procreate with a fine and honourable guy that's never going to hit you, he's not going to abuse you. Also, I say in the book, something that can originally attract us can be a detraction in the end. Like if he's so cool, it can be like he's too quiet now, he's boring. Or if he was like a loud social party animal, life of the party, you might look, he's always flirting and hitting on women. Like what we can be attracted to can actually flip side. And obviously words need to be proven and backed up. Thought, word, action need to be in a strong line. A congruency would be one of the ways to look at it. Because if thoughts, words and actions aren't in a strong line, that takes time to find out. You need to think, right, he said that. He was thinking of doing that. He was there when he was... Right, over time, you'll see the congruency and the strong alignment, or the fog. Play Misty for me. I'll give you an example. I'm a DJ and I surf and I got a BMW and I listen to cool music and, that's not who he is. That's what he does, what he's into. That's not who he is. And look, some of the most harmful, dubious characters in the history of humans, or his story, the history of man, have been dubious characters. Heads of governments, heads of armies, popes, leaders, kings. A lot of them have been murderous characters. So, character traits, nature, temperament. Now, temperament. That brings me to the next point. Self-control of anger, every man at some stage of life has an issue with. It can either make you or break you. So, if a man has control of his anger and his threshold, and it's a work in progress, everyone's lost their cool. I have. But it's not cool to lose your cool. It's never cool to lose your cool. Like I say to a lot of my students and clients and friends. It's not cool to lose your cool. It's one of my little quote sayings. Unless you absolutely have to. Have to. You got no choice. Because it is still an emotion. It's a defense mechanism. Like if there's children involved and there's some dodgy character here, I will lose my cool at him. Only to defend, not to attack. But look, the dubious, volatile character is not going to be like that on the first 2-3 days, the first 10 days, the first 3 months. Now the oxytocin and the hormones and the attraction, connection hormones kick in, and now, oh my God, here we go. Round and round we go. Through that merry-go-round. And then break up, hurt and devastated. And what was I thinking? It's like that saying, an X becomes a Y. So, in another paragraph, talk about the jungle. Like, does he fluff out his feathers or his wallet to drag you in? Does he offer you drugs and alcohol, get you high, party girl, like a spider builds a web? Does he lift weights at the gym with grunts and groans like a gorilla, go down the bar with muscles showing to impress you? There's all these little avenues where pills, powders, monies, images can suck you in initially. So there'll be a lot of talking, a lot of words, and if like I said, if you Google to pick up stealth tactics attracting women on YouTube or even on just normal web search, you'll find that there's a lot of information for guys out there. So this is for you ladies out there, innocent, new to the dating scene, single mum. Alright, I'm going to try and put a link down there to the Amazon page, and we'll look at chapter 2, or the last bit of chapter 1, in a minute.